corpse of a rat now, if that counts, but I don't think it counts.
Half counts.
Yeah,
Half
I mean,
rat.
you could get it stuffed and then just treat it like your pet.
Because
God.
that would make me the insane person on my block. No.
Join the club.
Well, it'd be like those guys on Scrubs, right? They had the dog.
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be just like that.
Okay.
Makes
Just
it
like
better.
that. Except it's a mouse that was living in my house that was causing me no end of frustration.
Yes.
So are we going after... We're not going after the guns, or did I miss the session where we went after the guns?
I thought the guns would.
The
Sorry.
no.
I thought we were going after yours sooner because my thing was like I just wanted to get the money before it.
Ah, okay.
Because this screws over Ulf again because like if you tell somebody who's literally smuggling guns that you're gonna buy the guns and then don't buy the guns like
Ah,
that, but also if he ends up having to send another runner, then we can just recruit another child. So
Recruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heavily influence, but kind of recruit, I guess.
Yeah.
I
I'm
had no
essentially
part
brainwashing
in the
this child.
accosting.
yeah, but also like we don't want to leave the contacts like that we just got high and dry for
Okay.
like,
I am fine with that. Let's do some
And
actual smuggling.
yeah.
It's not
I mean, as far as
smothering.
Harrier is concerned, he's going home because the Deadlands aren't that big of a deal to him. So,
Yeah.
but we do need to find a way past the lightning barrier.
Yeah.
Looks at 13.
Well, so the
Oh yeah.
the cargo that they said was in a grotto, so it's like on the sea.
Okay. So we can just take the Perilicious out.
Yes, but you'd have to get by Harbor Patrol.
Okay, so we're
could-
taking a
Could we
Pleasure
vicariously ask James? No, Justin's contact in the Blue Coats to not have Harbor Patrol going past a certain point at a certain time?
or is it more like a lock sort of situation?
So we'll say he's busy, but not too busy to give you like where he could be found. But if you want to speak to Jaren, I believe
Jaren, yeah, him.
is the blue coat. That's Thorn. Is Justin Thorn?
Yes.
Anyways, so Jaren
Yeah,
is
James is Griffin.
Jaren is the blue coat archivist, so he might not necessarily have deep connections into the beat patrol, but
He might know their schedules or something.
right.
Actually, do we just have an extra coin? I mean, I have. I mean, we can just like kind of try and sneak by, and if we get caught, toss him a coin. Or is this like a big offense, like going in and out?
Bribery is certainly a possibility for if you get caught. That's fine.
Okay, well, I mean, how common would be a ship of the Perilous size going in and out of the harbor, like just for like normal business? Like, are we fishermen? Can we pretend to be fishermen? Are there fish? If there's
Yeah,
no
we're-
sun, how are there fish?
We're we're going Leviathan fishing.
Yes, in our tiny boat with
Yeah.
the three of us.
It's okay. It's fine.
We're
Um,
professionals.
I'd imagine, yeah, fishing or, I mean, even going outside of the, I mean, I don't think you'd have any issue leaving the harbor. They might flag you down and say, hey, it's dangerous out there. You sure you want to do this? Or, they might ask you some questions. But I think, there's nothing wrong with leaving and coming back. But there's something wrong with leaving and coming back with
lot of
Leviathan
shit.
rum. Leviathan rum. You're contraband.
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Well, I mean, we could say that we're going out hunting, kill something, hide it under its body.
That's also an option.
What kind of beasts would like?
Mid-size.
What is the deer of this world?
I mean, Deathlands are inhospitable to much life, but I'd imagine there's still some wildlife out there. There's some jungles and stuff in the on the Dagger Isles.
Oh yeah, we could just. I mean, worst comes to worst, we can just say we're trophy hunting. Like if we.
Most things have just turned like extremely feral and
Mhm.
aggressive. So
Yeah. Okay. We can just say trophy. I mean, if we go looking for a deer and find a lion, like we can just kill it and say we're trophy hunters.
Can we take the same number of crates that we would be picking up in our boat before we leave the harbor, and then just switch them out for empty crates when we get to our grotto?
Yes, I will allow it.
yeah, I don't see why not.
Because then they would see us leaving with the same number of crates and then coming back with the same number of crates.
It wouldn't be as weird.
And it wouldn't be as weird as empty boat, couple of people, and like full boat and a couple of people.
Yeah.
Sure.
So that I'm gonna make that a part of our planning. Is
Yeah.
we know how many crates we're picking up, which I'm gonna say is 6. Because each tavern owner wanted 3. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was 3 or 2.
Well, but the question is, when they want to resupply or you find other buyers, do you want to go back out there?
Let's pick up 8 crates.
Okay.
Let's take.
Hey, Matt.
If
Yeah.
we can fit 8 crates, let's fit 8 crates.
Does the Paralicious have a underboat?
A hold?
Yes.
You
know the underboat.
So, I mean, I'd say no, but this is your guys' boat, so
I'd imagine just like a tiny little duck-in area, like. No, I'm not like you go in and there's like a kitchen, like a little like bunk for a bed and like a bathroom. Like, I just meant for like almost like a janitor closet just for like storage and stuff. But
so like maybe not like 3 feet of height, maybe not a full like people length of height.
No, definitely not a full people. Just
a half people, like a midget.
A half.
A midget people height.
midget people height.
Yeah. Not that they aren't full people.
So do you guys know what like a traditional like English canal boat looks like?
No.
Or a,
yes.
All right.
English canal boat.
I don't need this how fast can a moose run tab anymore.
Oh. That was bigger than I thought.
Okay. It's like Thomas the Tank Engine, but a boat.
Kinda.
Okay, Harambe, you just got over.
So some of these, so most of the ones you'll see today, like for leisure, have like big interiors, and they're basically like small houseboats. But
Okay.
The like I think around like the turn of the century, there were open air ones used for cargo because it was just easier to load them in and out. And so it's basically the same configuration, but with like a small, like I guess a small little house on the end.
Okay. No, basically what it like, because I'm bringing my hunting companion.
Compartment, that was the word I was looking for.
So like I was just wondering if there's any place that I could put him where I wouldn't have to explain why I like, 1, what he is, and 2, like, you know.
Yeah, I'm looking for one actually.
Kind of like this. Except with like more accoutrement and probably colors.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's you guys pick distinctive for your flaw.
Maybe the distinctive part is that it has a little house on it.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm kidding. That shouldn't be it. That's dumb. But
I mean, it could be a house, sure. I'm looking. So it's actually a pretty
Or
good.
even like a tent, like a little like area that's just like tented
Yeah,
over.
we can have a little tent area thing, like a
I'll
shanty
just
on the
hide
back.
them in. Yeah, I'll hide them in between the crates or whatever. But it's just don't want to have to explain why, especially once I show you guys the picture of them.
So this is kind of like more period appropriate, I think. Just in terms of like you can see the kind of this one kind of in the back that has a hold and is open air and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I like the Holland colors, you know, like the white and the red and the
yeah,
blues.
yeah, they're all pretty cool looking. There's actually one specific scene in Peaky Blinders where, okay, so this is sort of, actually, this was kind of what I was thinking of, maybe just a little bit bigger. Sorry, I don't mean to dwell on this, but it's kind of nice,
I mean, if it's gonna be, yeah, it's
nice to
probably
nail
something
down
pretty
the
important. If
nail down what the Paralicious looks like. It's a little hard to see in that one, but
okay, so yeah, like that, but
Yeah.
on a bigger scale.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
work
fine
that.
with that.
Yeah.
So you're loading it up with crates in the front, and
Yeah.
then you've got this little house, little cabin in the back for. Cool. So, all right. So, are you guys doing any prep work before? You
Um,
Most
mentioned
of the prep work would be on Biddy's end, I imagine.
I'm going to talk to our contact on the docks, Elan,
okay.
and let him know we're going to be heading out soon. See if he's got any like tips about the area that we're going to, because we've never sailed out there before, sort of deal. And then I'm also gonna like kind of talk to him about, hey, if we want more, how soon can we come to you? Get like a little bit more information about his knowledge of the product, sort of deal.
Okay.
You want me to do a consort?
So, I mean, you're just trying to fill in some of the details about the job, really?
Yeah, kind of like, hey, this is how many crates we need. We're gonna go out there sometime soon. What's the water like? What are the distinct features? Like, is it regularly patrolled? Like stuff a smuggler would know
Sure.
for the area that he would be in.
Okay. Yeah. So he's like, well, it's kind of. Have you been out on the open water before?
She has not. Biddy has not.
Well, it can drive a person mad. So be careful how far out you go. You know from just sort of I mean, like this is sort of common knowledge that he's spouting to you, but you know that like sailing out into the ocean, there's constellations underneath the water, and these little points of light, and you know, to the sailors, it can feel like that they're just floating and not going anywhere, and they can obsess about it, and it has driven men mad. So sailors are kind of can be a real quirky lot on top of just being sailors.
Yeah. Okay.
So he says, and obviously, you know, if you've spent any time out in the Deathlands, you probably don't want to dwell too close to shore either.
Certainly.
So you're kind of like you're suggesting you're basically threading a needle going out that way.
Okay. But I am aware of the location. It's not like we're gonna get lost or anything. This is a fairly findable site.
Yeah, he
sort of
describes
deal.
the grotto. He says it's gonna be like the second lighthouse that you go past, and then there's going to be an abandoned looking cottage on the shore, and then some cliffs that rise up from the from like sort of a gravel beach area, and among those cliffs is a sort of a tucked away cave. So you just kind of have to poke around in there to find it.
Alrighty.
And so yeah, so if you want to roll kind of consort to see what he wants to tell you about the cargo,
Okay.
you can do that.
I'm going. It would be a controlled position.
Yeah, controlled, and we'll say, yeah, standard.
I'm not gonna stress myself or anything. We're just gonna see how this goes.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
So he's like, look, I'm gonna level with you. The suppliers, they run a small distillery further down the coast, out in the Deathlands. They've got their own countermeasures, I guess, against the devils out there. But look, this stuff isn't to be trifled with. You're gonna want to get it into your hold fast and go fast, because there's another reason this stuff is illegal, and they don't really talk about it too much, but they banned it because it sort of attracts the demons when you consume it. So don't drink the stuff while you're out on the water.
Got it. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Elin. You've been such a help. It's been a pleasure doing business with you. I will see you when I return.
And yeah, tips his hat. He says, "Good luck to you."
All right, I'm gonna.
Devil, and somewhere you hear Harrier go, "Bigot."
I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna go back to the crew and be like, "This is where it's at." I'm gonna basically relay to them, and I'm gonna stress hey, this thing brings, like, it calls demons to it. So no drinking of the supply while we're on the water.
Harry's eyebrows just kind of raise a bit, and he.
Not allowed. If Matt hadn't brought it up, this wouldn't have been an issue. Sort of. Not allowed.
Yeah, you literally. Oh, and the two people you fucking tell this to are the Whisper and the Demon.
Of course.
Would have been better off keeping it to yourself. Okay, so as we're kind of.
Biddy trusts you guys.
Yes,
You're part of her
course.
crew. I don't. You guys are gonna drink it the first possible moment. But
I've already made my roll.
Oh no.
To be fair, ones aren't always bad and twos aren't always good.
Yeah, I kind of make them up as I go.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to say, does anyone need to do anything before we leave town? I feed the captive child, just in case we don't return. Like kind of like a pet, just like, all right, we're gonna be gone for a bit. Here's some food and a book to read. You're an orphan. They teach you how to read there. That's what happens in those places.
I feel like so because this is sort of your first venture out into the harbor and beyond, and the harbor patrol sort of is its own entity aside from the bluecoats, that I'm gonna make another clock for sort of their overall suspicion of you. Not that they aren't going to communicate with the bluecoats and say, hey, what's the deal with these guys and all that, but so I think I'm going to start a clock for the
question.
Harbor
Since
patrol.
we will be on the boat, can I take like a large load but have the stuff be on the boat instead of on my person?
Take a large load,
Yeah.
but
He's
stow
gonna be
it.
dressed out for war.
Like heavy, like kind of just like in like I know it wouldn't be suspicious if we were carrying a heavy load because we are going into the Badlands, but can I carry like do the heavy load but have it be less suspicious because it can be dispersed on the boat?
Yeah, I'll allow that.
Awesome.
But only I'll say only one of you can do that. The rest to be.
Okay. I'll take a normal load then because we are going out into the Badlands. We are expected to kind of fend for
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah.
So whoever wants to be the heavy hitter and take the heavy load,
I just need a
look-
normal.
I look at the man in the three-piece suit with the animal control wand. So like as we're like preparing to go out and everything, Harrier kind of seems like he's like shifting back and forth, and then finally he says, "Well, we're going to be going out under such dangerous circumstances. I suppose we'll need all the help we can get, and I guess you could say I didn't necessarily join the gang alone." And he like hums this like really deep, like almost eerie tune, like when we're outside of our little hideout, and his hunting pet, which is that, jumps down from the roof above where we're standing.
oh,
I go,
Uh,
ooh, and I lean down and pet it.
nice kitty. Wow, that is an interesting specimen you have there.
Does it bite my
Yeah.
hand?
No, he just kind of seems to be studying you as much as you're studying him.
I'm not studying. I'm adoring.
But Harrier kind of starts scratching between his ears and says, "We call them slip shades back home." These and he points out like the markings on his back, and he says, "When they get all riled up, these markings they kind of give off like an inky mist, makes them really hard to follow with the untrained eye. Disorients their prey or anything trying to go after them."
Excellent. I
And
could
he has-
definitely see how they would make a lovely pet.
And he like you can see he has like leather kind of like almost kind of the same make that Harrier has, like padding that goes down his back but is worked around like very carefully the black and purple markings on his back. So,
Okay.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
I'll have to hide. His name is Nate, so we'll have to hide him in the between the cargo. I don't really feel like explaining to Harbor Patrol why. At least I assume you people don't have much of them around here, judging by the reaction of you two.
We indeed do not have any such creature native to our lands.
Relatively common in Tykeros, but prefer not to be questioned for animal smuggling either.
I definitely. He can go right into the cabin.
Whisper, are you going to be doing any sort of preparations? 13?
Yeah, I was gonna say, hmm. I'm kind of wary to call on Nyrix to help because, I don't really want to kind of.
As soon as we step over, he's just going to be
Over
like, "Hey
favors.
guys, look at this idiot."
Oh, you could promise him a bottle of the Cup of Than.
I could. Does
he
it
be
just
interested?
attract demons, or does it do the demons like it?
um,
Like, is it like a bat signal, or is it just
Like they like chocolate to
want it.
them.
Yeah.
Or heroin. I don't know.
it's almost a blasphemy to them.
Oh,
Really.
okay. I'm not promising that.
Like this is something that just 13 would know unless he decides to share.
No.
Because
No, I'm not gonna do that.
yeah,
Oh, so they seek it out because they want it to be no more, not because they want it.
yeah, the Leviathans are kind of sacred to them.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of, and so the demons are none too pleased about their blood being used in any capacity, but fermenting the blood seems to be sort of an extra.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, and they also have a sense for it, and because it's been fermented, this is a particularly strong sense.
Hmm.
Okay.
Fermented and distilled. So
Yeah.
All right, so I'm not gonna ask him for help. But um, actually, that was a good idea earlier. Can I try to ask the demons or like anything I can talk
Think
to?
of the dead.
Yeah, the dead even. If there's kind of like a hidden way we could get out, so or get back in, so that the harbor patrol or whatever they're called don't question us.
you can kind of take a trip, through your mind's eye, if you will, but um, like crossing open water isn't really possible. So, and then crossing the lightning barriers is also not possible.
Yeah.
Well, I'm I'm just kind of picturing like because you're still kind of physically interacting in that world, in the sort of
Yeah.
the demon
Yeah, it's
veil, if you
they
will.
would train me. Barriers would have the same effect on me as they would do demons. That
Yeah.
does kind of make sense. Um,
Yeah, and really talking or consorting with demons, you could make an attune roll to do that, but you kind of run a risk of them taking notice. So,
yeah,
it would be a risky,
especially with this job.
yeah, it would be risky, but I'd let you attune for that, or it sounds like you'd attune for that.
Yeah,
It's up to you.
I don't really want to, because if I don't do this correctly, the demons will know what we're doing,
Yeah.
and I don't really want that. I don't know about you, but I don't
Well,
want that.
that's one consequence, but the consequence I would probably have in mind would be um, like just attracting the attention of the wrong kind of demon, and then
Yeah,
The wrong kind of demon.
Like a
as
warhammer
opposed to the
demon.
right kind of demon.
Hey.
there are some that are more apt to cooperate,
Yeah.
and
One standing right next to you.
some that are more apt to eviscerate.
I also don't want to
Also standing
get
right next to you.
possessed, so because
Okay.
I don't have my demon bane charm anymore. I lost that when I did the
Yeah.
flying somersault into the.
And I can't give him mine, can I?
You could.
Hey.
Well, if you come to a point in time where you need it, just holler, and I will toss it hither.
Or thither, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna attune. And my strange friend is a demon, so I'm not.
Are there like perverted demons that actually like Leviathan tree?
I mean, there's a fetish for everything, so I'm sure that.
Well, I'm just saying your strange demon friend might know about like other sources that we could sell it to.
There's that, but I mean, you're only bringing back enough for like 2 bars, so
Oh no, yeah, I guess.
2 bars plus a little bit.
plus a
Extra.
little extra stash, yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think I'm gonna do anything then. I can't really.
Okay. Um. So. All right. So I think we should fast forward to the engagement roll, which is going to be sort of include. We'll see how far it gets you into sort of
The travel.
the travel. Get you out of the harbor, but how
Yeah.
much attention do you attract? Get you to this.
I think
Maybe.
this is a Biddy's role. Out of any of us.
Well, it's engagement role is everybody's role, but
Yeah, well, I meant like she's the one who should roll,
sure.
right? Or am I thinking of the wrong?
We should hold her responsible for it.
I mean, also that, yes, but
Well, she can take the role. It's going to be basically a fortune roll. So
Yes, but we're still gonna hold her responsible for it if it's a 1.
sure.
I see how it is. You don't like me because I'm from a different group.
Yeah,
no.
protect
I
our
thought,
own.
I thought you were speaking in game. I was gonna be like, listen, lady, don't talk to me about different group.
I'm sorry. Who's a man here?
I slowly
I point to
raise my hand.
13.
Technically, all of you.
I adjust
Even the
my-
omniscient voice in our head.
And I also again raise my hand for no
The
particular
man.
reason.
Okay, so you want me to roll fortune?
Yeah.
Okay, what dice number?
So
Like 4.
you get 1 die for sheer luck.
300, you know.
Do you? I would say this is probably a pretty daring plan.
Yes, because
Yeah,
we're going outside the
definitely.
barrier.
Yeah, and if the demons come, they're gonna fuck us up.
Yep.
I got a
I
lightning
mean-
hook. We're gonna be fine. Don't worry.
So that's plus 1 die, but the harbor patrol is obviously going to be wary of smugglers. That's just their job.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like they have particular defenses against this operation. So I'd say maybe that's minus 1 die.
Harrier spent a lot of like the Deadlands aren't as much of like a
Threat.
no. I mean, definitely a threat, but like I imagine the way that I imagine Tycheros was there's quite a few places that are not really where people want to be, and those are some of the places that Harrier had to go in service of his house. So I don't know if that would give us a
Well, you're all scoundrels, and you've all been places that are more hostile.
I am a lady.
Yeah, okay. And
Yep.
but you did have a friend provide some insight for how to kind of navigate the waters and all that. So
Yeah, a friend that I rolled a critical on.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll say it's a 2 die fortune roll. And
Okay.
Biddy, you can go ahead and do the honors. Okay,
nice 5.
5.
I
Not
think it
terrible.
was- I guess that was the first one.
Okay. So you get out there to the I mean, like you're skulking your way. The harbor patrol doesn't. They stop you on the way out and just be like, you sure you know what you're doing out there? Because I mean, you are a canal barge, but not to say that you can't navigate out across open water. And they kind of eye you up and down, but they let you go. No real hassle. And fast forward to having moved your way down the coast, and you kind of get the sense that there's things on the shore that are watching you.
Harrier and Nix are like on this like watching intently over the like side facing the shore, and they like kind of seem to be every like in between blinks every now and then, like one of their eyes will just go completely like the black color of Harrier's veins, as then like you kind of get the sense that they're like talking to each other somehow.
Okay.
That's not creepy.
No, as in like the two of us, not to the other demons.
Yeah, no, I knew that. Yeah, that would be creepy. But I'm
Harrier
gonna
seeing.
put on my fine spirit mask.
Okay.
Just off the demons.
Sure.
Ooh,
Um,
look at me. Ooh, ah. Ooh. I'm also gonna whip out my lightning hook, which is a long two-handed pole. But it folds up, so I'm kind of imagining it like one of those batons that you just kind of flick out. But when it fully extends, there's a buzzing sound, and you see zaps of electricity.
okay, you got that at the ready.
Yes, sir. Just in case.
Fair enough.
I guess I'm gonna steer the boat. I'm gonna be the one steering the boat.
Yeah.
And I am where I am I have a pistol strapped on me.
Right.
I Harrier has his long rifle out, which is like very elegantly made. Has a bayonet on the front of it, and it's a lever action one. The lever, like the actual like lever used to load it, has been made to be like like it has brass knuckles on the very end of it, and as Harrier is loading in the electroplasmic ammunition.
Yep.
Right. He actually one quick question: are they like 6-shooters? The pistols?
Um, I
Is
don't
that
know.
what they are like?
Are they revolvers or are
Fine
they
pair
like
of pistols
flintlock
made
pistols?
for greater accuracy with double barrels that allow
Oh, is
for
that-
2 shots before.
Oh, is that one of those? Did I? Okay, never mind. Sorry, Matt. That's another thing that I must have missed.
I mean, it's
Okay.
your story.
Now, I mean, so if I see that, then I walk up to Biddy and toss her an electroplasmic bullet, just to be safe.
Okay.
Yeah,
If I can.
I imagine Biddy doesn't have a very large, intimidating gun. I believe it's more of like a lady's derringer, sort of
Yeah.
close
So
for self-defense. Like, she probably has like a pretty large caliber bullet in there, but she will gladly take an electroplasmic shot, and that will be her first shot, and then her second shot will be lead.
Okay.
Harrier also puts on his he's got like fingerless work gloves when he handles the electroplasmic stuff. Keeps it in the palm on the material.
Okay. And so you get up, pull up around. I mean, the demons seem to be leaving you alone, at least from this distance. And you're not really sure but I mean, like you do see shadows kind of playing across the shore. You see some kind of bigger things stalking in the distance, but they're maybe not too engaged with you at the moment. And you see, as you maneuver into the cliffs, you think you get um, a glimpse of another boat coming up the shore,
Interesting.
like moving in in sort of the general direction that you're going. So, but in the opposite way. It's coming from the west.
I'm gonna skirt out like a little bit farther out to sea, like trying to stay away from it. Is it coming towards like on the shore side or on the sea side?
So it's on the. So I mean, like it's sort of doing the same thing you're doing. It's coming up the shore. So it's.
Okay, so do I go out to sea or do I go closer to shore to avoid the boat?
Well, you can try and make your way into the grotto, or, I mean,
Okay, so they
the
don't
boat
look
will
like
see you if you go out
pirates.
to sea.
Okay, so then we're gonna go towards the grotto. Yeah.
Wait, Matt, this was like a dead drop kind of thing, right? Like it's not they're delivering it and we're picking it up at the
Right.
same time. It's
Right.
It was there and we're going to get it.
Right.
Are there pirates, Matt?
What do you guys think? Yes, probably, right? There's,
Yeah.
I imagine so.
the electro rails shuffle the bulk of the cargo, but maybe there's still large cargo ships that will,
Yeah.
make their
Brave the
way,
seas.
brave the seas,
Yeah, I was kind of
possibly
picturing like
protected
sorry.
by the Leviathan hunting ships.
I was picturing almost like small vessels of like sailors that go out and they get grabbed by the possessor demons, demon pirates.
Ooh.
Oh,
Now you give me ideas.
yeah, you're giving me ideas that we don't want him to have.
Hey, listen, they're my people, you bunch of racists.
It's okay. I got a thing for pirates. It's fine.
Oh, jeez.
It'll be pleasure doing business and business doing pleasure with them.
I mean, possessor demons aside. So no, yeah. So I'm gonna try and not like overtly hide for them, but I'm gonna try and duck into the grotto. Because I
Okay.
mean, we don't know why they're out here.
Right.
It could be a perfectly legitimate reason, and we could just make ourselves look suspicious by trying to like crazy hide from them. So we're just gonna avoid them, but I'm gonna finesse our way like into the grotto, hopefully without being seen.
Okay. Well, I mean, so going into the grotto, you would be hiding. Like that's
Okay.
like
Yes.
you would
All
have
right,
no other
then.
reason to be in there other than to hide from them.
I'm sorry. There's a lovely swimming spot over here. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, fair enough. So you can hear sort of the thrum of the engine as it approaches, and it pulls up, and you can like see light sweep across, like they're using hooded lamps or something to look around and see the like they're examining the cliff face. It's like they're looking for something.
No, so they're not shining it on us, they're shining it shining it on land.
You haven't seen the ship yet. They're looking but they're slowing down. It sounds like and looking.
But like they're directing the light onto land, right? Like they're not doing it like over the water.
Right.
Okay.
So you see the light kind of shift and create shadows along the wall. And then you hear some shouting. It's a little indistinct from the distance and the thrum of the engine. But then you hear the engine slow even more. And
shit.
sounds like a big ship. Like not like huge, but it's bigger than yours. Like picture like a fishing boat versus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nyx kind of like slinks back and almost like blends into the shadows, like into the like where the crates are and stuff. And Harrier leans next to Biddy and says, "May want to be moving away from them. That big light may as well be a dinner bell if anything on shore decides that it can find a way across the water."
Okay. So
Oh,
are
and
we moving?
just one more thing. By the way, in the grotto, you see what you see a pile of crates and there's a canvas like across the top and it's sitting on like this little rock outcropping, and you guys are right next to it. There's not a lot of room in the grotto.
Okay. So I say then if you want us to get moving, you better move the crates pretty quickly. We can't leave without the cargo. That's even more suspicious.
Someone's. And
I
then
will. I
yeah.
will idle the boat over there and then pull off the tarp and start like moving the empty crates that we have into the water or whatever, because we don't really have to put them onto the rock. We can just get rid of them.
Okay.
Someone should be keeping watch. And then Harrier again like kind of blinks and just like really quick in between two blinks, his eyes go that pupilless color of the veins on his face, and Nyx jumps like to kind of keep watch, gets a better perch on the ship.
Like on top of the cabin or something.
Yeah, like on top of the cabin, he just like stands up and starts, like head back and forth, scanning the shoreline. And then Harrier starts loading.
Okay.
I don't sense any crazy like supernatural demon. I don't want to say fields because the demon field is like the other dimension, but like any
Auras.
auras or forces or anything like out of the normal, out of the
Just-
ordinary for being out here?
Yeah, just the one right behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing too out of the ordinary. I mean, being out on
Yeah.
a, like out next to the Deathlands is certainly a trip for you. Like this is kind of exciting, right?
Yeah. Especially wearing
Right.
my spirit mask, which lets me see supernatural stuff
Right.
with better clarity.
Harrier definitely seems more excited than scared, like just with his general demeanor.
Okay, so Biddy is actually scared and like not excited about this. She's kind of like she's putting on a brave face and she's very like, we're gonna get this done. This is my idea. We're gonna success through it. But she is just very like, can't believe we're out here. This is my first time outside the lightning walls. She's never left the city. Like she's very nervous.
Fair.
She may be
And I
she
do-
may be what could be considered babbling.
And then every now and then, Harrier kind of looks up, blinks, his eyes glaze over, Nyx's glaze over, and then he kind of goes back, assuming that Nyx hasn't seen anything, like running at us crazily. It becomes apparent like that's kind of how they communicate, the two of them. When he hums the like low tune every time he does it.
Okay. I'm cool with that. Yeah, so if you guys, so you're starting to move the crates.
Yes.
Yeah. I sling my rifle on my back and start.
13, are you moving them as well?
Yeah. If
So yes, he's helping me. I'm not.
I've done
Let's
this.
bring the demon out and make him work. Like
no, I'm just sitting on one of the crates with a foot on my knee and just laying back. No,
just
yeah,
smoking
I'm
a pipe.
gonna fold up the lightning hook and kind of put it away a little bit so I can have both my hands free. Because if I don't sense like anything supernatural is gonna come try to kill us, then I'm gonna help.
Okay. So it doesn't take too long before. So you've got like, let's say, 3 crates loaded, and you're moving more empty crates off. When like you see a bit of the black mist puff off of Nyx, and like he lowers down onto his haunches, and immediately Harrier, your back is to him, but you sense what's going on. That he's definitely getting ready to to pounce. And like you look, and Biddy, you're picking up one of the empty boxes when you see the prow of the other boat, like crossing over the entrance of the grotto.
So like, are they too big to fit in the grotto, or are they coming in?
They could be coming in. They could be going across it. It's like this is just instant. Like, what are you doing?
I dim the lights. We try and make our like as low visibility as possible in the water, and I like shush everyone, and I like make no sound because we're like caves echo. So like we like stop moving, and we just kind of like still, and hopefully they're just passing by us because there's one way out of this grotto. If they're coming in, then we're gonna have to really trying to escape. So I just try and make us as silent as possible, dead in the water.
Okay. Sounds like you're
Slave
prowling.
one style.
Sounds like maybe you want to prowl.
I guess I don't have any dots in prowl. Could this be more of like a finesse situation? Like I finagle to get all the lights off at once and then the boat off into quietness.
No, but it could be a group effort to prowl.
Yeah, I mean, I also have 0 dots in prowl, but I would
got
say
one.
it's probably a group effort because
Yeah.
Harrier's
Don't
used to
wanna-
being the predator, not actually having to like sneak as much. So
Yeah.
Okay.
like
Biddy,
as this is happening, I like unsling my rifle and he levers it to like load a bullet, and then like make sure he catches like the empty shell from last time falls out before it hits the boat, and just kind of like
Okay.
Wipes the brow.
So it doesn't really matter who leads it, but it's Biddy, since it was your idea and you don't have a lot of
Okay.
stress, I would suggest that you lead it.
I will lead it, and we can prowl as a group.
Okay.
So, it's silly. We just did one last session. How do we group again?
So
And we all just roll it, and then sorry, Matt.
yeah, that's right. Everybody rolls, and and you take the best result, but you take stress for every failure.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Matt, would this be risky or desperate?
This would be desperate.
Okay.
And so you can all take mark XP on prowess when you do this.
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm gonna push myself as
Okay.
well.
Oh, hey, that got me a point. Wish I could put in prowl.
No.
Desmond, we need you now more than ever.
So I get 3.
2, because you only count the first one.
I'm gonna push myself as well.
Okay.
Wait a second. Why did? Oh, okay. Never mind. Sorry. I understand how that works.
We got a
Oh.
4.
You got a 4. Okay. So the
Kinda worked.
Biddy, you take 2 stress
Okay.
for a total of 4 from because you pushed yourself.
Yeah.
So like Biddy's like bending to like stop Harrier from knocking over a lantern that would have shattered onto the deck, and possibly lit the boat on fire. But in addition to making a lot of noise, but everybody sort of scrambles. 13, you like do another one of your somersault moves rather than like you guys have like a gangway that you set up to move the crates back and forth, but you just jump from like the shore onto the boat, cut the engine, and like throw a cloth over one of the lanterns, and you're pretty sure like that'll put it out, just because it'll run out of air before it lights the whole thing on fire.
What I meant to say, but I forgot because we had to figure out how to do a group action, was that tarp that was over the crates?
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to throw that over top any of the lights that were in like the cabin or the back of the boat, because I'm assuming we came in here forwards.
Oh, so yeah, just throw it over the whole back of the boat.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. So, yeah, but in doing all of this, I'll say that you're sliding across the deck to get the tarp, and like you jam up against the side of the boat, and you take a level 1 harm. I'll let you figure out like what you injure and how, but like in your haste, like maybe you cut yourself on something, or you bruise your ribs or something like that.
Roll your ankle. Slipping on the.
Right. By the way, one thing we haven't been doing a lot, and I forget as a mechanic sometimes, is you can resist. So resist always works, but in the case of harm, you roll prowess, and then you take 6 stress minus your highest roll. So
I don't really want to trauma, so I'll probably just take the harm.
right. Okay. So in your haste, you manage to injure yourself, but so that's the consequence. But you manage to make it look like the boat is abandoned and you guys are nowhere to be found.
Yeah, I'm saying I jammed my wrist, trying to throw the tarp over, and like I punched the cabin or something by accident, and my wrist bent funny.
Right. Good. All right. Yeah. So the boat, it looks like the prow moves forward and then it turns, and you see someone standing like pretty much right at the end of the prow after a minute, and he's got a hooded lantern that he's sweeping over, and you can hear him shout, "Hey, I there's a boat here, um, and then a few more people crowd up, sort of towards the front of the boat. Some of them have their weapons drawn, and looks to be about 4 or 5 of them, and they're they're all dressed in what looks like pretty typical sailor's gear, um, and but they, you know, they've all got pistols and stuff, so it looks like they're geared for trouble. And they kind of look around, and the boat scoots in next to yours, and say, "Oh yeah, and there's looks like the cargo's over there." And you see, and so they kind of move around, and you guys are pressed up against the sides of the boat, right? And you actually see a gangway slam down between the boats, and they start to move onto your boat.
So they're gonna take largely empty crates.
Yeah, but they're definitely gonna see us
Okay.
coming onto our boat.
I mean,
Is it-
sorry.
No, I was just wondering, if they are these the only crew members for this boat? Could we tell if this boat needs to be crewed by more than 4 people?
I mean, one person could crew the boat for.
Okay. So we don't know how many people there are, like total. There could be more than this 4.
Right.
Uh,
But
I-
probably not many more.
okay. I think we could take 4. But that's me being optimistic.
I have 0 in skirmish.
I have 0 in skirmish as well.
So as you guys are like looking back and forth and like kind of counting it, like
Yeah.
anybody who looks over at Harry just sees him wink at you guys as he like cocks his rifle.
Okay. So they hear the. Do you cock your rifle again? Because you've already cocked your rifle.
No, or not cock, shoulder. Sorry,
Yeah.
words.
Okay, so well, as I look at Harrier, I'm just kind of like, I like pull out my pistol and I'm like give me a sign sort of eyes, like crazy eyes, like all right, I guess we're doing this sort of deal. Like she is prepared, but she is not prepared. Like.
So are they walking by where I am at? Are they just like on our boat, just taking our stuff?
So they start, like, one of them is immediately on one of the crates on your boat and picks it up.
Is it the empty one? Is it one of the empty ones?
No, he's got one of the.
God, fucking.
Well, actually, make a
Damn it.
fortune roll. Just make a single die fortune roll.
Okay. Where is that? Roll fortune, found it. A 4.
Okay,
Oh,
so
wait.
no, it's.
A 1.
Well, we'll take the first one because I wanted a single die. So
I told it to roll a single die. I don't know why I did that.
Do you have a harm? Does that make it less effective?
No, I don't have a harm.
fortune is just fortune.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
4.
well, okay, so you grabbed an empty one.
It's kind of weird.
Okay. So
This one's light, and I don't think there's anything in it.
another question, real quick. Are these guys like wearing the colors or anything of any of the gangs that we would know about? Are these Ulfsmen? Because that would just make my fucking day, man. Are these the rain capes? Because I would love that.
The rain capes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
the-
Wolfsmen. That's right. No, wouldn't be them. But so do a. It sounds like maybe you're trying to survey them.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
accurate.
Just would this be risky or controlled or desperate? I guess it could be.
This is more of a fortune roll than a. I mean, this. Go ahead and just do controlled
Okay,
standard.
a 3. So I don't know.
Yeah, so you just don't see it.
Means no one we've run into. So.
So are we doing this?
So there's like 4 or 5 of them, right?
Yeah, and they're starting to like.
Yeah, so
there's two of them now on the boat.
I would wait for those 2 to pick up a crate each, because then their hands are full before I like try and shoot one of them.
Okay, well, so one of them says, this one's empty. Make another fortune roll.
Who? Me? I can fortune.
Yeah, why don't you make one?
Sure.
You can.
Well, who hasn't made one yet?
I haven't, but
Yeah. Oh god.
Make him do it.
yeah.
Oh, a 4. Sweet. Should they grab another empty one?
Yeah, another one says, yeah, this one's empty too.
Okay, so now that 2 of them are holding it,
Do
I'm
they seem
going
like they don't want to get the rest of them because they're all empty? Wink, wink, right?
Yeah, so they then you hear a rumbling voice from like the deck of the other ship. He says, "All right, we'll go check the ones on the shore." And so those 2 guys go across your gangway to the shore, and 2 more go onto the ship and start to poke around the tarp, which 13 you're hidden under.
Yes, of course I am. Oh god.
I mean, you can still, 13 can still do his thing, but once one passes by me, I point my gun into his back and like hold him up. Or like as he turns the corner, like he's just facing like a loaded rifle.
So you're saying you're on the shore?
No, wait, where did you think I was? I thought that we said that we all were on the boat. So I was imagining like I'm behind.
There's not a lot of room on the boat. Like Biddy's like, I'm picturing
Okay,
Biddy
then
down next to the crates on one side,
Okay, then
and
yeah,
like
I
you
would've
down
been.
next to the crates on the other, and 13 under
Yeah.
the tarp.
Okay, so as soon as one of them walks, then yeah, I guess. Basically, I'm doing the like using him as a human shield, but like holding him up, like
So he's in between you and the other guys, but you're pointing a gun at him.
yeah. Because he's one of the guys that was getting the crate, so I imagine that he's not like,
Well, so I mean, like if you're lying down.
Oh,
next to
I'm
the crate,
lying down. I thought I was crouched.
or crouched. You could be crouched, but like they didn't notice you as they were grabbing the crates. Like you were like one crate back, and the crate like they lifted it up enough to know that it was empty and put it back down.
Okay. So then, yeah, I mean, I guess as soon as he takes the next step to move forward, like to grab the crate that I'm behind, I just stand up in a way that I'm between.
No, they've given up on those crates. They're going to across the gangway, so they're moving past you.
Okay, so then as one moves past me,
You're gonna
You just
yeah,
want
like
to put a gun to someone's back, eh?
I mean, whatever part of him that keeps him between me and his friends, so that they can't get a shot at me. But
I mean, like you would have to like stand up to get it on, like onto his arm, because he's some distance from you. He's like the crate away, so you'd have to like reach out very far with your gun, or like stand up and move to like effectively get in there. And there's 2 of them standing right there. I'm just trying to picture like how you plan on doing this.
let's let 13 do his "they're finding you under the tarp" situation first. 'Cause I think I need to figure out how I'm picturing this. I think I was picturing it very incorrectly.
Or very correctly, because this is our story.
Well,
No.
so I mean, if you want to hold one of them up and use
No. I get what you're saying. I was not picturing the layout of the crates properly, so I need to figure out what I'm. Now that you explained it, it makes sense. But I was
Well, I mean, so we don't need to get bogged down in the details. Now that you're holding one of them up, what? I like. So you want to hold one of them up. That's. It sounds like you're trying to command.
okay. Yeah, I'll roll command.
Or do you
Because
think
because
was
basically,
something else that was applicable that you wanted to use?
yeah, no, I'll use command. But like, just what I had imagined it is that like I was on like one of the sides of the crates, and like he turns to pick up the crate, and then all of a sudden like there I am with the gun in his face. I didn't realize that he was going like over to the other side. That's where my like confusion was happening.
Okay. But I mean,
Yeah.
So I mean, you can effectively hold one of these guys up and try and use them as a shield. But like, let's try and figure out what action you're taking, and then we can leave, let that kind of dictate what happens.
Oh yeah, no, I would say probably command because I pop up, to this guy
Okay.
and with the gun on him and just say,
Okay.
I mean,
And before
ever hear about honor among thieves, guys? Come on.
okay, so before we do that, why don't you assign your prowess point?
Okay. What? Okay, never mind. And I think I'm gonna put it in lessons. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go prowl with it.
Okay.
I don't want to be metagame it and put skirmish because that's what it was between prowl and skirmish.
Well, I mean, putting it in prowl lets you resist, better. So either way, it kind of.
Yeah.
But I just wanted you to have that because, you might be marketing more XP in prowess. So.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Thank you. I
Um,
totally would have forgotten.
so let's. So you're commanding. Anybody assisting? You're gonna push yourself, or I'll give you.
I guess I can assist because, like, as he stands up, I can stand up and put my gun to the guy closest to me, and then we can hold two of them up.
I was actually thinking that I had 2 pistols ready because I have extra load, and that when the 2 guys try to go to lift up the tarp, I just pop them both in the chest.
Okay. So we're going with 2 different strategies here.
Well, no, this will definitely intimidate them.
Those could happen at the same time.
I like it. So
Just guns out of nowhere.
all right. So what you're doing is setting them up. So we'll go with you first. And so this is going to be a hunt roll.
Okay, that's good.
Are you going to push
Got
yourself?
none in there. Yeah, I'm gonna push myself. I don't have any.
Okay.
You can't think of a devil's bargain, eh?
I could think of a devil's bargain. Or someone can
You
suggest
shoot
one.
some of the cargo.
No, we don't want to injure the cargo because that will just bring demons on us because it will open a casket of that,
Well, I mean, that's the point of the devil's bargain, is you really don't want.
Yeah. All right, I guess.
I'm just,
Are we better prepared to deal with demons than pirates?
No. I agree with you that we don't want it to happen. I'm just saying that's if 13 thinks that or I guess if Desmond thinks that, we'd rather tough it out with whatever it attracts over.
All right. Well, so Desmond, you're near the cabin. I'll give you this devil's bargain. You could lurch the boat forward, which would catch them even more off guard. But you would be pushing right against the rocks, and so the Paralicious would take some damage.
Well, how much damage can the Paralicious take?
So there's basically 3.
Armor.
There's weak, impaired, and broken. So there's 3 different levels of
I don't break it.
Well, no,
Hey,
I'll,
if I
I'll just
break
say
it, I
I'll
can
just say
just
you
take
weaken
damage.
it. So you're like weakening the hull.
Yeah. And there's ways we can repair that with coin, right? Probably bring it to some ship.
Coin, or you have a leech that could probably spend some time on it.
Yeah, that's true. Um. So doing this, it is it. So there's 2 on our boat right now, right?
Mhm.
2 on our boat, 2 that are crossing the gangplank to go onto shore, right?
Um, well, so let's not get too worried about what their positions are and where. Um,
No, I
I
just want
want
to know if they're on the gangplank, because if I lurch the boat while they're on the gangplank, they're gonna get kind of screwed up too.
so depending on what kind of effect you have,
Yeah.
we can say that maybe somebody gets tossed off a gangplank. But um, for purposes of the fiction, and it sounds like what you guys are trying to do simultaneously, we can say there are 2 about to peek under the tarp, and there's 2 messing around with the crates. And let's say that 2 have already crossed over to the
Okay.
like 2 are coming to investigate the different, or 2 are crossing or crossed over to the
Yeah.
the main
Yeah,
cargo.
great. Okay.
Fucking love this song, by the way. This is my favorite one on this track.
Yeah, I think I will accept that devil's bargain.
Okay, so
Um,
I'll assign the damage to the Paralicious. You lurch the boat forward. They're caught off guard. Um, you take the Devil's Bargain, and I don't really see a way you guys could assist him.
I mean, not really, because Harrier doesn't notice what he's doing. So.
yeah, because I'm under a tarp.
Harrier, I would let Nyx assist if you wanted to spend the stress.
I mean, not, I had plans for what Nyx was going to do, so I would say that he's.
Okay. All right. So we'll just call it 1 die then.
Okay, so fortune, I guess.
No, this is a hunt.
Oh, it's still hunt. Okay. This is desperate.
Yes.
This is
Most
desperate.
likely.
Yes.
Desperate standard. Oh wait, I have harm, which means less effect, right?
Shh, just do it.
No,
So, yeah, but I mean, you would be having great effect already. So it would be reduced to standard. Actually, I think that's only for prowess based. Let me double check that. Where is that? Harm.
Excuse me.
So harm. Let's see. Suffer a lesser harm recorded in the bottom row. No, I think. So what does it say on the sheet for your harm?
it just says less effect.
Okay. That's okay. We can make it a judgment call for now, and say that for this your well, it is your wrist. So we'll say it's standard effect, because otherwise it
Should
would
have gone ribs.
be. um,
Standard.
so yeah, go ahead and roll.
And And then 1 bonus die. Because you said 1 die.
Yep. So it's 1 die.
You can do it. Nice.
I
Nice.
did it.
Okay.
So desperate.
So one of these guys, you hit like right in the chest, and he, reels against the side and collapses forward. The other one, you hit him in sort of the stomach, and he stumbles to the side, but then he's able to bring down his sword and sort of slash back at you, and so you take um, a harm to your arm as well. So
God. Is that a 2 or a 1 or?
a 1.
Okay.
Well, actually, there's supposed to be a chart for this. What is this? I'm sorry, guys. I'm still learning this system.
That's fine. And I mean, like, I don't mean to get like hung up on like specifics. Just like I said, it's a change coming from Pathfinder where like specifics are extremely important.
Yeah, no, and this one is particularly tricky because like I'm fine winging most of this stuff, but I'm trying to do it by the books a little bit.
Yeah.
So desperate, 4 or 5 you do it, but there's a consequence. So it's a severe harm or serious complication. So
I mean, could the serious complication be that I was trying to hold these guys up and he just straight murdered 2 of them? Like, would that
Yeah.
be considered a complication? That like,
Gut wounds are nasty. There is going to be no negotiation.
like, is that what it means? Does that count, or does it have to be like
Consequence.
outside of that?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. What?
I said, could the complication be that like I was trying to hold these guys up and Desmond basically just murdered 2 of them? So like,
No.
okay,
So we'll say, Desmond, you get stabbed in the side, and so
Hurts.
you're cut up. It can be your level 2 harm.
Cut the fuck up.
And but you did what you needed to do. So
Yeah.
so and that was a setup for greater effect on the command. So but so you've got one of them dying on the deck, one of them's dead,
Yeah.
and
They got that shit intimidated out of them.
so
um,
I get a bonus die as a setup.
so Biddy, you can spend a stress to assist, because you're pointing guns as well, and
Yes.
so that gives you a bonus die. The setup actually gives you increased effect,
Oh, okay. One sec.
or increased position.
No, I'll take the. I think great effect. I think the effect is what I'm gonna.
Okay.
And then, so I know that I can assist Nyx, or Nyx can act on his own. What is the like? Do I have to take a stress to have Nyx assist me?
Nyx can't assist you in command.
Okay.
So they work. Nyx works as a cohort. You can command Nyx to do something.
Mhm.
You sometimes that's a role of command. By the way, did you do the edge and the thing for Nyx?
Yes.
Okay. What are those?
One sec. He's fearsome and loyal, but he is also savage and exotic. Was the one that we said that like he's not from around.
Okay. So I mean, sometimes to get him to do what you want him to do, you might have to use command because it might go against his instincts. Sometimes,
Okay.
for the most part, you can have him do an action, but he acts as an expert in hunt, and what you can
Okay.
do with that is you can lead a group action with him to um, basically have him do that, and his ability in hunt is tied to his quality as a cohort, and his quality as a cohort is equal to the tier of your crew plus one. So
Yeah,
basically,
so
you
he's
get one
level
die.
1. You said that there might be other ways that we could upgrade him, though, right? Like outside of that, we might
Um,
be able to.
I think you have an ability to a special ability for that.
I mean, like, yeah, with the ghost hunter stuff. I didn't know if you meant like other ways, because at the end of last session, you said we might be able to work something out where like I can improve him
Yeah.
outside of just the whole.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
There's a way um, to add another expertise. Um, well, there's a way to add something to a cohort. So we might be able to add another expertise
Yeah.
to Nick's.
So he can group action hunt with me, or like I could hunt shoot someone and he could hunt attack someone, right? Like I can make him act like he can act on his own, or does
Well,
he have to be in?
I don't think he'd really be a skirmisher. I know he looks pretty fearsome, but he'd be better as a tracker in the sense of hunt.
Okay.
If you wanted to train him to skirmish, that could be something that we work out.
Okay.
But he's probably like not real keen on squabbling with humans at this point.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do a clock for that or something.
Yeah.
Okay. So I forget what I was doing. I'm sorry. I just had
You
to.
were holding him up,
Okay.
and I was assisting you.
Okay.
So
Desperate position, great effect because of the setup, and then a bonus die from the assist.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
6.
Okay.
Nice.
So you get them to pause, like you get them to say, "Oh crap, like this is serious." Um, a few of them turn and look, and they're not really interested in fighting.
Mhm.
And then there's that same booming voice from the boat, and you turn and you look over and you see this guy. He's got bright red hair. He's got this white shirt on with suspenders. He's clearly not like a regular sailor, and so he leans forward on the railing of the ship. He's got a pistol in one hand, and he does not look intimidated, because there's no guns pointed at him. One,
Yeah.
and he says, "Oh, I see we've got ourselves a bit of a situation here."
So, yeah, that we do, and I don't know. 2 friends lost already. If I were you, I'd certainly try and make it not 3 for all of them. So why don't we just agree to go our separate ways? You fuck off of our score here, and well, you don't pilot that boat alone back to the city.
Thing is, I'm good at math, and he's got a cigar in one hand, and he gestures with it, and he says, 1, 2, almost 3. Well, he was pointing to 13 because 13's leaning against the cabin with his clutching his side, and then and he says, "And I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5," and he points to himself, and he says, "I
Does he
think the
count
odds
the
of
guy whose guts are bleeding out all over the boat?
no."
Okay.
He counts the 2 on the
Oh, so
far
there
shore.
were 7.
Well, he counts the 2 on the far shore, the 2 that you guys are holding up, and himself.
So 5. Got
Yeah.
it.
He says, "I count 5 of us. So we've got you by It's like 4. He's not real good at math.
Only if you don't want to have any. Only if you have no care for your friends' lives.
Hey Matt, real quick, because it's going to be very important. So there's the one that's bleeding with his guts out on the boat.
Yeah.
The one that's straight dead.
Yeah.
The one that I'm holding up.
Yeah.
And then there's him and 2 on the shore.
No, Biddy's also got a gun on one.
Okay.
And
how
there's 2 on
easy
the
would
shore.
it be for me to rotate from my guy to one of the ones on the shore? Like, are they like just like are they behind me, or are they just off to the side slightly?
They're you're actually facing them.
Okay,
So
that's good.
it would be
That's
like
actually perfect.
it would be like a 15-degree move at most.
Okay, that's good. Continue, Biddy. Sorry.
No, I was like, only if you don't care for your friends' lives.
He says, "Well, here's the thing. We're close, but we're not that close."
Can you believe that, gentlemen? I'm gonna conversate to the man in front of me. He doesn't care if you live or die. I cannot believe that anyone I would work with would ever say that about me. I mean, I'm irritating, don't get me wrong, but they wouldn't leave me to die on the hands of a strange woman. Ugh, how heartless.
So, are you attempting to sway this gentleman?
I am attempting to sway this gentleman.
Okay. We'll say that this is desperate. By the way, did you mark XP Harrier for your desperate
Yeah.
command? Okay.
Yes,
So-
it did.
So this is a desperate attempt to sway,
Okay.
and so like, are you trying to get him to shoot the guy?
No, I'm trying to get him to basically. I want him to not want to attack us, to basically be like, hey, boss, this is unfair. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
Okay.
that sort of deal. Like, he's gonna react very negatively towards his commanding officer, and he's not gonna want to follow his orders, like, straight away.
Okay. And I'll give you a standard effect.
Okay.
Um,
I'm just gonna take it as it is.
okay. Okay.
Okay.
So
I have something to do next.
so he's got his hands up and he says, "Oh, well, may I turn around?"
You may not. Is he gonna do it anyways?
So he says, "All right." He waves his hands a little bit in the air. He says, "Fair enough." He says, boss, do me a favor and shoot her first." And hold on. And then he does just that. He is moving his gun to bear and pointing it down at Biddy. And like, things just escalated. Like, things are about to blow up. People are like, the guys on the shore have reached for their weapons. One guy's got a pistol, one guy doesn't. And like, they're about to shoot you.
So I guess this kind of would have been happening simultaneously because I didn't want to cut Magpie off. But so I'm holding this guy up, and the guy's like, "Well, I can do math, and 5 is 4 more than 3, so I don't really care what happens to my men." Like, I fucking shoot the guy that's in front of me when he says that. Like, if he's like, "I don't care about them," like, I fucking shoot him and kill him. Like, Harrier just shrugs and says, "Better luck next time." And
Okay,
just
like, I don't mind rewinding a little bit, but like, that would kind of erase everything that Biddy just did. And
yeah,
like,
so I guess I would be shooting him now then. Like, I shoot him now, but like I didn't know when to, because I didn't want to just cut in and like cut off.
No, yeah, that you
Biddy.
can totally do that. That's fine next time, especially if you're gonna do something important.
Okay.
I don't mind being silenced.
Um,
But
actually,
I mean, we can. Sorry, I don't. I'm still getting used to how this whole like
no.
we just.
Yeah, no, I get it. So yeah, you shoot. So why don't you take a hunt? Um, and this is we'll call it a desperate position because
Yep.
you guys are still overreaching a little bit. And we'll say this is standard effect. And
Even with the like with him point blank right in front of me.
well, you're gonna probably take him out, but no more than that.
Okay. Oh shit, God. Yes. And so.
Like when you're kind of doing a big blow by blow like this,
Mhm.
um, standard effect means you're gonna knock somebody out, right?
Okay.
Normally I'd keep a clock, but we've kind of already like
Yeah.
gotten into the nitty gritty of this.
And so, is there any way that Nick's can assist me with this?
Um,
Like, because I'm still not 100% sure. I know that you've read it off to me like 3 times. I think I'm gonna have to sit down and like read through it myself, but like I'm still not 100% sure.
how
Well, it
cohort
is a
works.
hunt action, right? Not a skirmish action, so it should be able to.
So you would lead a group action to do this. So um, you'd like hum and like Nyx would come in, and this is where I would let Nyx do some damage if you guys are working together like this.
Okay.
But um, so basically you roll a die for Nyx, and then you roll your roll, and you take a stress if either of you fail, but you take the higher result of both rolls.
Okay.
So like um,
I'm just trying to
maybe
think how I would. So I would roll one die first and then do my hunt roll.
yeah. So I mean like maybe let's just do the roll, and then we'll see what kind of effect you're gonna have. Okay.
4.
Okay. And you're gonna include Nyx in this.
No, I mean like
4 murders him.
yeah. Well, I mean that's yeah. I mean, I guess if I just straight kill him, then there's nothing really for Nyx to do here.
Well, yeah, but
There's a 1 in 6 chance that I get a perfect.
right. Uh, there's a 50-50 chance that you'll take stress. And but if you get it perfect, that means no consequences. I mean, as it stands now, I mean, like, there's going to be a serious consequence.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll roll another die for Nyx.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. So you take.
Yep, I marked off my stress.
Okay. Yeah, and for the record, you just do a 1 die fortune roll for Nyx, but
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
that's okay. It's essentially a bonus die. Like you're essentially getting an assist if he fails. Um, you know, well, anyways, the math works out to be something kind of like an assist, but
Yeah. Okay.
it's a group action.
I'll learn how that works eventually. Hopefully soon. I'll
Right.
get that down.
Right. Okay. So, yeah, um, so part of the complication or part of the consequence is that you were loaded with the, I'll say you switched out your ammo while you were hiding.
Yeah.
If you had gotten a perfect, but I'm gonna say you forgot about that, and so you've got the electroplasmic ammo.
Okay.
And so you're supposed to start a clock, but I'm gonna say the you're far enough from the city that the um,
Spirit wardens don't care.
yeah, and we'd call them demon wardens.
Demon wardens, yeah.
Um, well, they just wouldn't take notice.
Yeah.
But the um, I'm going to say you knock him out because these things are enough to stun somebody. Um,
Hmm.
so he's stunned on the decking, but all of a sudden, like the cracks in the stone around the cavern start oozing like this black stuff, and there's sort of a bubbling in the water that you start to notice around you.
Oh fuck.
Do I see anything with my spirit mask?
You get a definite sense that something's taken notice and is getting closer.
Okay.
So can I take another turn?
Well, so Biddy's done her thing. Well, Biddy, let's deal with what's going on with Biddy because she's about to get shot. What are you
Okay.
gonna? So
Okay.
he says shoot her first, and he's leveling a pistol at you.
So,
Finesse the guy in front of you.
I guess I'm gonna kind of step up super close, so his back is to me, and I have my pistol on his back.
Yeah.
And then I'm assuming the captain is to my side somehow.
Yes.
So I'm gonna get indecently close to this gentleman. Basically, I'm gonna spoon his back and put the hand not holding my pistol around his front, sort of deal, and turn him to in front of the captain, because I'm small enough that I'm completely hidden behind this man.
Okay.
So that's basically what's gonna happen. Is I'm gonna kind of give him I'm gonna get all up in his business and be like, now why would you want to shoot little old me, sort of deal.
Okay. Good. I like it. So it sounds like you're trying to finesse the situation.
Yeah.
All right.
Finesse, and this is desperate.
This is, well, I'll say this is not. You're getting a little bit more control of the situation. This is risky.
Okay.
Certainly, but risky and standard, we'll say.
And then I'm gonna push myself.
Okay.
Unless you wanna give me a devil's bargain where he gets the wrong idea for the situation.
I mean, if you have your arm around, where's your arm around?
Yeah, how short are you?
Well, I was gonna say, if your arm is around his chest and he shoots you in the arm, you get shot in the arm, but he also just shoots his own guy in the chest.
Which is pretty demoralizing for everybody left alive.
Yeah, I mean, I would say my arm is where his heart would be, under his not in his armpit, but around the back of his arm, and my hand is kind of on his chest, and showing off my little tiny dainty lady hand, just clearly saying that I am the smaller, weaker gender. She's not afraid to play it. She's gonna do it. It's fine. But I'm just gonna take the stress to get one. It's one bonus dice either way, right?
Yeah.
Unless you can think of a better devil's bargain.
I'm coming up a little short on the devil's bargain on this one. So, yeah.
That's right.
Oh boy.
There you go. So yeah, you get him right where you want him. Your pistol is where?
It's still pointing to the small of this gentleman's back.
Okay.
I'm up really, no, maybe not his back. I'm at his side,
Okay.
towards his kidneys. It's seeable from the other side.
Okay. Yeah, that totally happens, and the and yeah, you get him right where you want him. There's no like poor consequence to you, but the guy on the deck shoots basically the crewman,
Oh,
like
gross.
trying to get to you, like
Yeah.
and so and it rings true, and you feel the blood spill down over your hand
Ugh.
from the wound.
So where my head would be like his heart sort of area. So that's where he shot at.
Sure.
Sort of deal. Okay.
So, sorry, you all set?
Yeah. Let's give 13 a chance to go if he wants to
Yeah.
do something.
Yes.
So Matt,
Yeah.
how long does a ritual take to perform?
Uh,
I swear to Christ, if you Leviathan nuke us.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
The-
Everything's okay.
what ritual are we talking about here?
We haven't really decided yet, but I do kind of like the idea of that, Leviathan nuke, but not near us. I'm thinking I could have that happen somewhere nearby, but not at the grotto, to kind of distract whatever's coming towards us. Because I know that's going to be harder to kill because it's seeping through the cracks. I know that's going to be harder to kill than it happens.
Okay.
Would that work? Like, they'd be like, oh my god, Leviathan, I'm gonna go see that. Fuck these guys.
Right.
That's
So
how demons speak.
You'd also be making yourself a beacon, though.
Yeah, but there's a big nuke over there. Why would you go to the bat signal when there's a nuke signal?
Also, no offense, you don't go towards a nuke. You run away.
Yeah, but see, it's a Leviathan
Oh, you're a
nuke, so
pepper.
it's like... they like them, you know?
So, it the the rules describe it as a song,
I'm just gonna start singing.
and that's the ritual, like, is the song, and then but the consequences of this are that you take 6 stress, and you take a 4-segment progress clock called "Seduced by the Leviathan Song."
Maybe, but, okay, maybe I won't do that.
You and I should
actually-
you and I should take some time to
Yeah,
to
I'm
come up with it.
actually... I really want to do something with bees. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like the idea of, like, having hordes and hordes of, like, ethereal bees flying at someone. I don't know why. Just, it appeals to me. Anyway, can I attune to try to see what's coming at us and how long we have?
Yeah, you can do that.
I'm better, sorry. Are we letting him Leviathan nuke?
No, we're not.
Okay.
Not yet. Yeah, okay, so attune. So, would this be risky or desperate?
This would be, we'll call it desperate.
Okay, of course.
Standard effect.
Standard effect. Okay. Well, does that go down one because of my wrist?
No.
And bonus dice. Do I get -1 because I am cut the fuck up?
Yes.
Alright, so I got. Do I want to push myself? Not. I don't want to get possessed though.
All right.
Because
So
that happening, that would be bad.
yeah. But so let's do this. I'm going to change out this alert clock for something that is
Something wicked this way comes.
yeah, that's actually exactly what I was thinking, but I decided not to go for that, and we'll just call it something big.
Area boss.
So there we go.
I have a feeling this is like
Black seepage.
10.
No, this is good. Trust me. Just wait until I get my action.
All right, so we're gonna call this halfway there, and we'll also say that the I'll let you tick this box once for a bonus die. Like you're basically like saying, I'm looking at you, but
Okay.
you're drawing it closer if you want.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
No,
I
no.
want to bring it close. I don't think I want this coming in here, but I want to know how far away and how. I'm just gonna do it with a -1 because that oh god, it's coming.
Okay. Yeah. So the cavern starts to shake, and there's like rocks falling from the ceiling, and
It's the other captain, right?
um, and let's somebody make a 1 die fortune roll. I want to see how bad this gets for both of you, really.
Okay, I'll do it. Fortune is
Wasn't
coming.
me. Might need to reroll it.
4.
4. Okay. So the basically there's a loud screeching noise, and there's something in the water that just stands up, and it's big, and it pushes against their boat, and so it jostles their boat up against your boat, and both boats take damage.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And it's big, black, covered in seawater, and like it's got this. It's hard to make out on the other side, but you get a sense of like just massive muscles and power to it.
Is
Quite.
Perilous just now impaired?
Perilous is now what?
Impaired.
Yes.
Good.
Well. Okay.
So okay. So whose turn is it now?
So what are you guys doing? Is the question.
Well, so we still have these other two guys with weapons. So can I try? I'm gonna ask before, like, if I like throw down my bandana, like make my eyes go pupilless. Can I try and command them to make them think that like I'm straight like demon moding this, like puny mortals, like can I try and intimidate them using the situation to like just fucking lose it, like just route, run, not shoot us, etc. Since I look like a demon.
Yeah. You can try that.
Okay, and
Like before you even do that though, you see that the guys on the shore are like running for the boat because they see this happening, and they're like, okay, we gotta get out of here. And the guy in charge on the other boat, who his name is Redsmith, he shouts, "We're getting out of here!" And like he's like clutching to the railing of the boat for dear life.
I mean, I think Harrier would still do it because this is kind of like terrifying, but he's also a little bit. I mean, I don't want to use the term "getting off" on it, but like.
Yeah. Okay.
And I have a question. I know that Nyx technically can only like he himself has the ability to help me with hunt rolls, but if I'm trying to intimidate these guys into the whole like I'm a demon thing, and he looks relatively terrifying. The guy who's bleeding out but still alive on our boat, if Nyx just like fucking ends him, would that like help my intimidation thing? If they see like a demon creature just like rip their friend to shreds?
Yeah, I'd give you a bonus die for that.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this is probably desperate. Probably.
Yeah. Well,
A
no,
big
because
giant
the
thing.
risk
No?
of, the
No.
risk of failure is not that great. Like they're on the run.
Okay,
So this is actually like controlled.
okay. Standard effect, I assume.
Yeah.
6. Okay,
Okay.
so Harrier kind of looks at who's closer to me, 13 or Biddy?
Uh, I'd say Biddy.
Okay, so he looks over to Biddy real quick and just says, "Get them both the fuck out of here." And then to Redsmith and the guys that are running, Harrier throws back his bandana, and you can see that like the veins on that run down his face are kind of emitting like this pale, dull, not like luminescent glow, but definitely like shining a bit. And he just and the guy that's at my feet, who's stunned, he whips out a pistol and just shoots him, finishes him. The guy that's still alive but like clutching, his stomach, looks over to see Nyx just like leap out of that like inky mist stuff and rip him to shreds. And Harrier just starts like cackling at the guys that are still on the shore in Redsmith and just says, "Don't say I didn't warn you. Humans always messing with things beyond your ken." And then just like continues to cackle.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything right now?
I'm gonna push the gentleman that I am clasping close to me into the water and run over to where the boat is to start it.
Okay. You guys are gonna leave the score behind for the most part.
Oh, man, we got like 2 or 3 on, didn't we?
We got 3 out of 8. That's not even enough to cover what we promised people. So if we can get another 2 on, that would be great.
I mean, that would be one of you guys because Harrier's kind of doing his thing right now, but
I could try to do it, but I'd be pretty slow.
Um,
I'm
I mean-
also
you could.
Well, you currently don't have anything in your hands, technically.
yeah, just a jammed wrist. I'm cut the fuck up. I just kind of summoned a demon out of the water by accident. But yeah, I could do it.
Just grab one box.
I got this. Don't worry, I'll get your box.
Okay.
I
So
grab the box.
Biddy, you're at the helm, getting it warmed up and ready to roll, trying to save what's left of the Paralicious before it sinks. So you're
I know.
yeah, that's I'd say, I mean, like you're impaired. It sucks. It hurts a lot, but you're able to wrestle in a box. Harry, while you're cleaning up the ship, pretty much. What do you like? The other guys, like they run across your boat, like in like a fit of terror but like they're trying to get onto their boat. Redsmith has moved to the controls and like is already starting to pull away, and one of them ends up like hanging onto the gangplank, like half in the water, but like they're pulling away or trying to pull away from this demon. So Harry,
I mean,
what are you doing now?
at risk of sounding like a bloodthirsty demon, fucking shoot him.
Okay.
Wait, so like just to make sure, so like the thing comes out of the water, I do my spiel, and then they run at me. I understand that I understand that that's the way back to their boat, but like that's what happens, right?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, like okay, you're right. One of them.
'Cause I'm just saying because I did get a 6. Like I got a perfect.
Okay, yeah. So one of them's paralyzed in fear. The other one, like, tries for the other end of the paralysis and like tries to climb up and like clamber up the side, like away from you, but still towards his boat.
Isn't our ship 1 damage point from being sunk?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now wait. On that note, if I shoot this guy off, am I gonna do that 1 damage point, or is like a pistol shot not enough to damage the boat?
Uh, I probably wouldn't sink the boat if you know, completely failed.
Probably.
Notice you use the word probably there, man. I mean, I'm gonna shoot him because I
mean-
want him off the boat.
Well, he's terrified. You could try to shoot the captain of the other ship. To
I have
maybe
2. Okay, actually, yeah, I have a pair of pistols. Can I shoot 1 at the captain and 1 at this guy?
I mean, you could take the time to reload and then shoot your rifle
But
at the
I have,
captain.
but not my pistol.
I mean, you could with the pistol, sure.
Actually, yeah, I'll reload and actually, I just take out my rifle and I walk over to the guy, and since like the,
I mean, I don't know if you know, but like your pistol has like a special ability to it already. I mean, your rifle does.
wait, what is that? Is
Um,
it fuck? Wait, okay, where does it? I am definitely not read as much as I thought I did about.
so you've got a fine long rifle. It's a finely
Yeah.
crafted hunting rifle, deadly at long range, unwieldy in close quarters. Long rifles are usually illegal for private citizens in Dustfall, but you have a real forged military paperwork for this one. Oh, where the fuck is the?
Okay, I was gonna say, Matt, I know that that's all it says.
Oh, I thought there was a thing. Never mind. I'm thinking of another special ability.
I mean, if you want to give me a special ability, it's fine.
No, that's cool.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm just gonna like, since the lever for the thing is like has like brass knuckles on it, I walk over to the side and just like brass knuckle butt of the rifle to the guy in the face.
Okay.
So that would be skirmish, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I assume this is relatively controlled.
Yes.
Okay. Standard or great effect?
Doesn't really matter.
I'll do great because I like rolling those. A 5.
Okay. So yeah, you knock him into the water.
I'm gonna say, Harrier. I know, literally that's what your name means, is you're harrying these people. But we have bigger problems than your foolish vendetta against our species. Can we get the boat like moving?
Harry looks back at you like feigning like being wounded and says, "Whoa, your species."
Ugh.
This is happening.
He was. Our boat's about to sink, and he was clambering on. Biddy,
We have a
I'm-
bodybuilding demon shaking the boat.
get us the fuck out of here.
I'm trying, but someone damaged my fucking boat.
Did I realize that he did that? Because I'm just gonna be like, yeah, and that's why I beat him off of it. And I like point to the guy who I just nailed in the face.
Okay, so you guys are squabbling while the very
Fucking
badly
our
injured
species.
guy
What the fuck?
is
I
hauling.
whip my
hauling
lightning
crates back and
hook
forth.
out and like wave it at the demon to try and. No, that'll attract it. Never mind. I don't do that.
Okay.
I don't
Can-
do that.
All right.
Is the demon more distracted by the larger boat leaving than our boat, who is just kind of sitting here like
All right.
getting started?
So while
right.
while you guys are squabbling, like what you don't notice is the guy who got knocked off just now of your boat. He gets pulled under. Like
So there's more than one.
it's like and he's gone. Well, no, that other, like, it could be the same demon. Like, he's not
Oh,
like standing there shaking the boat. Like, that was his first move, and then he disappeared. Like
Oh.
he disappeared back under the water.
Okay.
Hey,
Huh?
hey, Nate.
Yeah.
You wanna help her? Cause my kidneys are falling out, so I don't know how good I'll be. Actually, you know what? I'll say that in character. Hey, hey, Harrier. you wanna? And I just kind of like shoo him in the direction of helping.
Helping what? Biddy?
Helping.
Biddy? I don't know.
I mean, I assume that piloting is a one-person job. Did I assume that incorrectly?
No, you
No,
can, like stand at the side of the boat and kind of smack it like a horse.
So
You
Red
Yeah,
Smith,
I'm gonna lean my arm over the side of the boat. Fucking
okay.
not at all.
all right. So
So
Red
we just
Smith's
go,
boat
like,
is like starting to turn and like pull out of the grotto. While you guys are debating what to do, and like launched out of the water is like half of the crew member, and like he lands like on the deck, and Red Smith like screams in terror as this happens.
okay, so we should go. Like, we go. We leave.
Can we get past them?
Just a little tasty snack.
Well, the Paralicious, injured though it may be, is still nimble. So
All right. She will nimbly duck around their boat, and I'm gonna kind of like fastly pilot as fast as I can, but I'm gonna like thumb my nose at him, even though he's like scared out of his wits, and be like, "Bye," and then out into the sea.
okay.
Wait, can I? I mean, as she does that, I'll just shoot him. Like, I'll make this fucking
Shooting who?
the Red Smith.
Okay.
Or actually, wait. Do we, wait one sec. Is there any like demon like? I guess it's alright. I was gonna see if I could throw like just demon bait on his boat just to give him a giant fuck you and make sure that it stays on him and not following us. But I don't know if that's like an arcane implement or what, or if I would even have something like that. Like a glow stick that you crack and then throw on the boat, and the demon like
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Something, just to make sure that it stayed like. There's an easy meal right there, so make sure that it stays there and doesn't really follow us.
Yeah. Hang on. Okay, I'm just looking up like how to handle vehicles. So tier 1 vehicle.
I'm sorry, why are you looking at vehicle information? We get away. You don't need to do that.
Yeah. You don't see the perfect 6 that we rolled paired with the other 6, so it's a crit. Because I see it.
I know you see it. Why it's so
Also, Matt, I'm just a heads up. I am going to have questions about experience this at the end of this because I re-confused myself about it.
okay.
And is that a no to the demonic attracting glow stick?
I have something called an arcane implement that I have in mind. Could that be a magic attracting glow stick?
I think we all have that.
Yeah, we could all choose that, but like I don't know if that means I don't know if that's like ritual stuff or if that's like not like a glow stick even, but like something that I can throw that'll attract it to his boat and keep it attracted to his boat. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, I have an unusual weapon. That's basically whatever you described, right? You could totally have like a demon signal?
attracting
Well,
giant chicken drumstick.
actually, 13. You have vials of ectoplasm.
Yeah.
It's more like vials of pure demon blood.
Ooh, yummy.
Like you could throw it at the other ship, and
How
that
many
would.
do I have? Just vials.
Uh,
And do I have like a bandolier of them?
I don't know. You could say 2, 3, maybe.
I'm gonna say 3 because I like this idea.
So Harrier's like like looking around on the ship, and then like notices those, and just kind of stares, and like shakes his head a little bit and goes, "Those vials, throw them at throw them at his ship."
And and I kind of try to hold in my kidneys with one hand and take my other hand and get one of the vials
Okay,
and hand
I
it to
can.
Harrier.
Okay, I like Harry. Do I have to roll to throw them? Would that be a hunt or like what?
I'll let you
just say
guys
that I
do it.
Okay, so like Harry grabs him in his hand and like kind of like Lord of the Rings, like looks like one ring kind of looks at him for a little bit, and then just like closes his eyes and just hucks him at Red Smith's ship.
Don't close your eyes.
No, okay, no, not like as I throw him, but like
Throws him in the
like
water
grits,
somewhere.
like like closes his eyes, like shakes the head, and then throws him, as if like he's really kind of struggling here.
Sure.
Oh, I get it because you are. Yes,
Yeah.
understandable, my friend.
And I will point out that Biddy's got a Demon Bane charm on her, so that kind of helps keep its attention away from you. Like, it's not that like he's willfully ignoring you, but like it's just harder for him to concentrate on you at this point. So,
I have one too. I just imagine that Harriers is more of like a marking or something that Tycherosi have.
I'm wondering if finesse is a good double for piloting a boat.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
I mean, yeah, I don't really see anything else that would make sense.
There's some good. Oh, let me see. Hang on. Finesse. Yeah, you might handle the controls of a vehicle or direct them out. So.
Okay.
Yep.
I will
Um,
finesse.
and because injured though she may be, the Paralicious is nimble. You actually get an automatic assist on it.
I get an automatic +1.
Yep.
What did you say, Matt?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And this is risky.
I'd say it's yes, definitely risky.
Okay. I'm going to push myself.
Okay.
That's 2.
Nice.
Okay. So yeah, the Paralicious, it takes a minute to get it into gear, and get it pushed. Like you're giving it all she's got, and like it pauses, and you're like, oh shit, there's like a lump in your throat, and then it just surges forward, like the gears connect, and the boat like just gently brushes against the other boat that's in the grotto, but like it just leaves like a slight mark on the side, and you are like cruising out in front of it, like beating it out of the grotto, and like
Okay.
Red Smith is
So-
shouting at you, and like you hear him like shoot his pistol, and like you see like water splash in front of you, and then
So as we bump up against is when I make sure to look him dead in the eyes, and then I throw the vials of, what did we say it was, demon blood?
Yeah.
Demon blood, so that they break onto his ship, and just give him a little wink.
right, okay, and then so like you book it out of the grotto, and then like you hear Redsmith's boat surge. Like he's leaving behind whoever's left behind, which is just like one dude at this point. And he's like hot on your tail. But it takes, like, you guys are like cruising out there. You take a deep breath. You think that the boat is actually going to be able to overtake you. But then, like, the water behind it starts to rumble, and you see, like, the back of it sink a little bit, and the prow lifts out of the water, and then you hear Redsmith scream, and there's, like, you're pretty sure, like, that's that. Like, if you keep watching, the boat eventually speeds away, but like it's clear that nobody's piloting it, and like it goes out towards open water.
So after,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so after like all of this happens, Harry kind of like his shoulders kind of slump a little bit, his eyes go back to, you know, having pupils, and like that dull color from his veins kind of fades, and he like kind of supports himself on his rifle a little bit. He slumps a little bit to the side and just says, for future reference, 13, those vials are like drugs to demons. You need them to go somewhere? Yeah, well, the more feral ones anyway. You throw one of those. Pretty hard to resist. And he's like panting.
I heard you, but
Can
I
you-
am grunting in pain.
Can you like triage him, please? I am kind of
Harry
tired of
looks
both.
at Harry, like kind of squints his eyes a little bit, looks at you, and then looks at 13, just goes, yes. Mm. And then like you see him and Nyx look at each other and then blink so that their eyes go like they're communicating, and then they both almost kind of seem to shrug and then just start walking towards 13.
All right. All right. So you guys got 4 crates out, and
Yeah.
they were hard-earned crates. I'm gonna make you make one more roll to. You know, I'm not even gonna do that. You hit a finesse, and so I'm gonna say that you were able to kind of spot a Leviathan hunter ship starting to make its way back into the harbor, and like you just gun it for the ship, and like you kind of cozy up to it and spot around it a little bit to see where the harbor patrol is going to be, because they just
Yeah.
let these guys come and go, and so like you kind of cozy up to the side, and the harbor patrol doesn't catch a whiff of you.
Awesome.
I just before we forget and before we get back, the two dead two dead bodies that are on our boat. I would have kicked them off way back out to sea.
After stripping them of their valuables, of course.
I was gonna say, and I take their stuff and I check to see if there's any like gang signs or gang tattoos or anything like that.
Any identification?
Yeah, you're pretty sure these guys are bill hooks.
I'm sorry, who?
Bill hooks.
Bill hooks. Okay. Did they have anything of value on them? I mean, I take their slugs if they have any, but like.
Yeah. No, these two would not have had it much of value. You know, there's enough slugs there for you guys to have a few drinks back at the back in
Minstrel's Mead.
But yeah, back at the Minstrel's Mead, but it's not anything that's gonna amount to any kind of coin.
Yeah.
So
I just pocket them.
yeah, which is a shame because I would actually like to compensate you for the loss of most of your score, but
Hey, you said we would make a coin a tavern.
a coin a crate.
A coin a crate?
I thought that was what I was.
Yeah, that's what you
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we made 4 coin, which is,
And there's 3 of us.
well, I was gonna put it in the
Yeah.
The crew. This is to fund the crew. We're gonna have to fix the fucking boat.
Well, yeah, but you don't have any vaults, and it's not practical to carry all that around. But I will say that the because of the complication, and because you're friends with the two barmaids,
Yeah.
that they both kind of take pity on you, and like between the, you basically say, hey, we took an extra risk in getting these, and so between the two of them, it ends up amounting to an additional coin, so you get 5.
Okay. Okay.
So the coin, so it ends up being 5 coin.
So 1 for each of us, and then 2 for the crew.
Or however you guys want to split it up.
Yeah, I'm okay with that because then our crew thing would be full.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna say the leech in the party just needs 1 coin to fix up the paralysis. And so with spending some time on it, I'm gonna go easy on you. Won't be so easy to repair next time. Perhaps because it's been patched already. But so you can take that out of the courier's coffers. But
Okay.
and so what else for the payoff? You guys get
That juicy rep.
yeah, the juicy rep. I'm trying to look up the guidance for that.
Guys, if we get more than 4, we could become tier 1.
Nice. I'm pretty good considering we've been tangling with tier 2s. So.
I'm gonna say you managed to get actually 2 heat because you were seen leaving the harbor in a pretty distinct ship, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. So essentially 1 since we lose 1 automatically.
And this was well, killing was involved, but it was pretty far out of any kind of jurisdiction. So
yeah,
you're supposed to actually get an additional 2 heat if killing was involved. Period. But
the demon
hey,
police
there's
will
no
have to
witnesses.
Yeah, see, I got rid of all the witnesses.
It's true. Very true.
Unless you count the demon.
Yeah, unless that one poor bastard makes it back to town, in which case, you know what? I'll fucking take that heat, Matt.
And we offer him a spot on our crew.
Yeah, he gets a spot. He gets a spot in the crew if he gets back.
Right. And then, so for crew advancement, you executed a successful smuggling. So that's definitely 1 XP for that. You definitely contended with the challenge above your station.
A little bit.
I'll give you 2 XP for that because that was it went from bad to really bad.
Yeah, that went from things literally went to hell. So.
You bolstered your reputation as smugglers, even though
well,
you didn't come back with the full score.
I mean, it was pretty daring.
It was pretty brutal and daring, I would say. So you can mark 2 XP for that as well. So you did just fine on in terms of advancing your crew. As far as reputation goes, I don't know why they don't put rep in the payoff section, which is weird. So this is vexing me. Sorry. All right, so let me look at crews then. sometimes the way they chose to organize this book is at first seems pretty straightforward, and oh yeah, that makes sense, and then you're like, no, that doesn't make sense where that is. All right, back to the index. I'll just say it's 2 rep because that's actually, I think, supposed to be pretty standard for a standard score. You weren't trying to necessarily hide your actions from those that it mattered most to.
Yeah, I did that.
And okay, so yeah, it is in payoff. It just okay. Sorry. I'll give you 3 rep actually because it did end up being higher tier than you.
Well, damn, did James, Justin, Esther, and Reston miss out? Hey guys, you'll never believe what we did.
Oh, they might.
Are you kidding me? If fucking James was here, he would have tried to recruit Cthulhu.
Yeah, he would have. Or box it.
That's true.
It's like, oh, it's buff. Challenge.
Actually, what tier are the bill hooks? I gotta see that.
2. I checked.
Okay. So you actually squared off against a well.
No, I'd say we squared off. We just happened to win.
Yeah. But they
No
weren't
one's
really
gonna
they weren't
know
really
we
the target of the score, and yeah, nobody's really gonna know that you won. So we'll leave it at 3 rep. I was trying to look for a way to give you another rep, but just to put you over the edge. But that's not in the cards. I don't.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So
Well, do we know how high up that red smith?
We never actually learned his name. So.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Um,
Look, he looked fancy. He had suspenders.
I mean, the only sign is a boat that's out at sea that's smeared with demon's blood. So.
Yeah.
So nothing really points back to the Canal Street Couriers.
That's
They somehow
just how Harrier won.
it did appear though that they somehow knew about the score, so you might want to talk to your contact at the dock.
Yeah.
See what's up with that. But and you could maybe lie low and go back out for the rest of the score.
We're gonna stick to honest work like assassinations and beating up children for a while.
Or Biddy.
I will say that the women
Like,
that I find in my groups have a weird fascination with kidnapping people and trying to turn them to their side.
yeah, and then me and Desmond killed them.
Yeah.
Not allowed to kill Weasel. He's a child.
No, we're not going to kill the
He
weasel.
won't always
We'll be fine. Okay, so I have a question, Matt, about experience.
Sure.
But I think okay, so for all of the desperate things, those are only experience in the category that I rolled them from. So like desperate hunt only goes in insight, right?
Yes.
But addressing a challenge, tracking or violence, expressing beliefs, blah 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 blah. That either goes in playbook advancement or insight prowess or resolve, right?
Correct.
Okay. Not confused then. Thank
Right.
you.
Yeah. So you guys,
Yeah, I rolled 4 desperate actions.
yeah, but yes, yeah. So all those count for XP, but the playbook or the when you mark XP, you can only mark 2 per bullet point.
Yeah. Yep. I did my 2 for the many violences that I did, and then 2 more for expressing my heritage, right?
Well,
Would you count that?
yeah, for you, definitely.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yep.
But for
Okay.
the rest of us, we haven't had downtime yet, so I haven't got a chance to do any.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to skip ahead. I was just trying to make sure that I was understanding.
But yeah.
That
Yep.
right?
So now it is entanglements. So I'm going to do a fortune roll from the crew sheet here for you. What's the current heat level?
Much. 5.
5.
Okay.
4, because it goes down 1 automatically. doesn't it?
We already made it go down 1.
No, okay.
Either way, the entanglement would be the same.
So fortune, and you have no. Your wanted level is 0. So. All right. So you take. So the level's 2. So it's gang trouble or questioning.
We don't really have a gang.
Well, I mean, if the bill hooks were going after the same score as us, and they didn't come back and we did,
No, but
Doesn't
Elon,
it?
yeah,
pretty sure-
Elon might be dragged in for questioning then, because not
But not
by the.
questioning.
blue coats, but by the bill hooks.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Fucking so many people off.
Hey, I mean, Ulf is about to get taken out, so. Okay, so I did 2 commands. The prowl that I already marked, and then I did 2. No, 3 hunts? I shot once. Okay.
All right. So the blue coats grab Esme.
Again.
Sorry, Esme.
No, actually, no. They grab Elin because you were seen talking to him. And let's see, how much do they talk?
Well, we can spend a coin to get him out, right?
2 coin. This is a level up, so it would be 2 coin
Okay.
to pay them off.
Harry is not interested.
I'll give them.
Oh, a 5. Right?
What's that?
A 5, right? That's what we got?
0 dice take the lowest result.
Yeah, but that's what happened to me. It rolled 2 dice for some reason. We took the.
No. So this is this. So I rolled the entanglement, and now we're dealing with the entanglement, which is questioning.
Yes.
And
But if we only have. But don't we roll 1 fortune die? Oh, no, that's. Okay, oh, no, that's you. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought one of us rolled that for some reason.
no. And the consequence you got is questioning. Lower results are good.
Yeah, like I said, the 2.
Because your wanted level is 0, you get 0 dice, so it rolls 2.
Okay, that makes sense.
And so he's a pretty tough guy. Like you're risking getting more heat at this point, is what goes on. So you can spend 2 coin, or kind of let the blue coats question him.
I'm kind of pissed at him because he either sent us in knowing that someone else was coming for the same score, or he didn't give me all the information. So I'm okay to let him hang in the wind.
Okay.
We're only at half heat, so as long as we don't get a crazy amount of heat, we should be fine. Famous last words.
Okay. So I'll give him 3 dice because he is sort of an experienced underground type.
One of those types.
Yes. All right. So
Not bad.
that would be 1 heat.
Okay.
That you guys get.
Cool. Oh, fuck.
So he, lets a little bit spill, but it's not anything too terrible. All right. So now downtown activities. You guys don't have to, like we don't have to go through everything that you're doing, like in excruciating detail. But I'll just go around. Biddy, do you know what you're doing?
I'm going to indulge my vice, and I'm going to train and resolve.
Okay.
So first I'm gonna train and resolve real quick so I can get my point.
Okay.
And then that goes down and I get one more thing and I'll put it in sway.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna indulge my vice. And how many bonus dice do I get? None, right? It's just one.
You just
Yep.
click on Indulge Vice.
Yep. So I go down to 2.
Okay.
Nice.
And then I am
What are you doing with your sisters?
she in response to my last giant letter,
Tirade.
they sent me a box of photos that they had taken together, and so I basically spent a couple of hours poring over these photos of all my younger sisters and like with a bottle of gin just kind of like crying to myself in the corner of the hideout. And then I dried my tears, put all the photos back in the box, and like hid it in my cubby, and then I'm like back ready to work.
Okay. Excellent. All right, Harrier, what are you doing?
I am going to. You said I can start a clock to train Nix to use skirmish, right?
Sure.
Becoming an expert in skirmish, so he can assist with that.
Yeah. Let me see what that usually costs to add that to a cohort here, really quick.
Okay.
So. You can add an additional type to a gang or expert by spending 2 crew upgrades. So that's normally like a whole level of advancement.
Mm-hmm. So that would be like a 12 segment.
So yeah, but well, it's not so much the training. Like, we'll say that the connection between you two is pretty good. So let's call it a 4 clock. But at the end of the clock, what it will let you do is spend like a playbook advancement on investing in that specifically. Does that make sense?
Like a whole playbook advancement level.
Yeah, because normally it's 2.
Okay, yeah.
2
Can I?
crew
Well,
upgrades.
I actually just leveled up, so can I?
You can hang on to that if you want, and
Okay.
then at the end of the clock, you can apply that to.
Okay. You're gonna have to remind me how to roll for the clock. I forget.
So, you well, you pick an action that you want to use.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's command or hunt, would probably make sense, I think.
Okay.
And then you you roll that basically as a fortune roll. It's not a so like there's no
Yeah. Effect
consequence for
or
failure or anything. But like on a 1 to 3, you ticket 1. On a 4 or 5, you ticket 2, and on a 6, you ticket 3.
Okay.
And then I think crit is 5.
So I ticket 1.
That was not a crit.
No.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to. Do we last time upgraded so that we get 2 ticks per insight prowess, whatever we train, right?
Yeah. The only thing you don't get 2 from is crew advancement, or sorry, your playbook.
Yeah. Okay. So I am going to train and resolve. So that puts me up to a bonus point, which I am going to put in a tune.
Hey.
And then I'm going to use a coin. Can I, if I have 2 coin, can I use both to do an extra action? Or can I, is it 1 extra action person per
No,
downtime?
you can totally do that.
Okay. I'm going to finally finish off this fucking lower tier of Ulf clock that I rolled 3 1s on last time.
Okay.
Fucking hunt someone. Look, a 6.
There you go.
Finishing strong.
Yes.
So we said that was going to lower his tier by 1.
Yeah. But I think it also makes sense that like somebody would have noticed, and so it'll also lower your status with him.
Okay, so
Okay.
we go to war.
That's how we go to war.
So I'll let you take that back if you don't want to go to war with them right now, because war has some pretty gnarly effects.
Oh.
What if we just kill
Can I
both?
apply that 6 to something else then? I thought, okay. Fuck.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, if it's just the 3 of us here, I don't want to, like, make a decision that's gonna affect the entire crew.
I mean, it is what it is.
No, I know, but I mean, but like,
I
I
can
mean, if,
let this
like,
happen at the end of your downtime if that helps you.
no, because they might want to. I'll wait until everybody's here. I literally can't not do it next time I choose to. So,
Okay. I'll let you apply that 6 to training next though if you want.
okay, sweet. So that completes it. Which, okay, so then yeah, I'm gonna use my
One less thing to have to think about next time, right?
fucking thank you, Matt. Oh my god, I love this game and I love the systems, but it's so much for me to try and keep track of, and I'm so bad at math already. Like keeping track of shit. Okay, so instead of getting a special ability, Nix is also going to be an expert in skirmish.
Yes.
Also in big caps, so I don't forget. Also an expert in skirmish. Okay, so that clock. How do I get rid of that clock?
Hit the modify.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Oh, the other question I wanted to ask. So, my obligation, my vice's obligation, which is obligation to my noble house, in like the mission that they kind of sent me to do here.
Yeah.
One of my clocks is finding out what the fuck it is I'm supposed to be doing here because they didn't really send me on with much, and Celine isn't really talking unless she has to. By trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing, does that make me roll to indulge my vice?
Like, what do you mean?
So, my vice would be like helping out my house.
Yeah.
So my vice's obligation. One of my clocks is trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing to help my house because I don't know. If I advance that clock, does that trigger a vice indulgence?
No,
because
I think maybe how we should handle this is, or how I would suggest we handle this is, when you indulge your vice, we advance the clock. Not the other way around. You don't advance your clock and then indulge your vice.
Okay, so I can't advance the clock unless I indulge my vice.
Right.
Okay, I like that. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't gonna like accidentally screw myself over by advancing the clock and then like.
Sure.
You know. Okay. And in that case, I'm gonna train insight, which is gonna put me over that in hunt.
Right. Okay.
Do I have anything else I want to do with my other coin? I think I'm just gonna.
Retirement.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna hold on to it.
Okay.
Nice. See, all of my experience trackers are empty now. I don't have to worry about anything else. I like this.
So, 13, just something I want to ask you about. You didn't actually end up using the lightning hook, right?
No, I didn't.
Okay. So
you didn't want to square off against Cthulhu with it?
I did not.
So, did you want to take that out of your loadout and add in armor? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I did take it out to intimidate. Although none of us had heavy loadout, did we? Or did you take that?
No, I
No.
had normal.
I had normal. You can take
You
the
did
heavy and
say-
just take the armor.
Ah,
Okay.
retcon.
I'm fine rewinding that if that makes sense. So you would mark the armor and take and cut the fuck up would go to less effect, I think.
Okay.
So I'm good with that.
Alright.
And so what were you gonna do with your downtime?
So is there a way I can spend coin to get rid of harm? Is that a thing?
So
go to a
Let's look at this.
physical.
yeah, you can go into recovery, which is so that's one of
Yeah.
the main downtime activities. So
It's like a long-term project, but
it's
is there-
it's a long-term project, but it's pretty easy to
yeah.
like if you
If
look
I,
at the rules reference for
Yeah.
um,
Rules reference.
for downtime, yeah, you can recover so that you just take it once. That doesn't make sense. Does it?
Take the healing clock. It doesn't say roll for anything.
Yeah. Let me double check. Um, recover. Your healer rolls physical. Okay, so
Oh, that didn't work.
you might visit a physiker who can stitch your wounds and soothe your mind with anatomical science. If you don't have a contact or fellow PC who can provide treatment, is your who is it? Angel? Is she a physiker? No, she's an artificer.
Angels. What?
Angel's your leech.
Yeah.
So you can acquire an asset to gain access to a physiker for use by the crew. So that would be one downtime activity to acquire the asset.
And the physicker can do what?
Or you can just tough it out and heal without any treatment. In this case, you take 1 stress and roll 0 die.
And it would cost a coin to get this asset?
No,
It's just a downtime activity I do?
yeah, no. So you roll the crew's tier, and the result indicates the quality of the asset you're using. So basically, if you roll a 6, you get tier 1. Otherwise, you get you can spend 2 coin to add an additional tier level.
Or you could just take a stress and then do a 1 progress.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna do that, and then I'm going to indulge my vice. How do I? How should I indulge my vice? So I got this strange Tekarasi person who is basically my dealer for whatever I want.
Yeah, I think we should kind of get more specific about your weird
Yeah.
advice. Like what is it that you go to see this guy for?
Yeah.
And can Harry or come?
Just because he's a Tekarasi. I want something to do with kind of like me being a whisper, so it has something to do with like
Things that allow you to dive deeper into the demon field.
yeah, something like that. But like
Like maybe he gives you charms that you're using to kind of I don't know. Yeah.
maybe
Hey,
maybe
I
he
don't-
gives. What's that?
No, I don't mean to dip, but I gotta go to work in the morning. So
That's cool.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
I
Thanks for-
finished up my playbook and stuff. So I will see you guys next time around.
All right.
Bye.
Have a good
Bye.
one.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye,
Mac.
Mac.
Bye.
What? Why are you laughing?
That was my brother.
Oh, thought you were laughing.
No, it's weird. Sometimes he's talking the entire game and you guys don't hear him at all, and other times
Makes small noise.
yeah, like small noises you hear. Like I have no idea why my mic. I just might need another one.
So, yeah, maybe he gives me like little idols and stuff, and once I get back to the hideout, I kind of almost meditate on these idols, and kind of, I don't want to say attune because attune's the thing I can do, but really like,
Attune.
yeah, focus on these idols, and these idols are kind of like maybe if I had faith, it would work better, because I'm kind of thinking like they're idols of kind of old god style
Maybe
things.
like your worship is like less specific, and and like it's kind of like a drug interaction, like where you're constantly looking to kind of drift in sort of the subconscious world of demons, and like just feel like their presence, and you're kind of in awe by all of that. So
and this guy is giving me things to do that with.
yeah, he's giving you like idols and charms that have some kind of residual psychic energy from the demons that let you kind of feel like you're drifting in with those.
Yeah. Yeah, that works. I like that.
Cool. All right. So you're indulging your vice, and you're just doing one tick on your healing clock.
Yep.
Okay. And you took the stress. Okay.
I actually have one more question, Matt.
Sure.
So you know how we were talking about how I would need to do a clock to kind of like
Whoops. That should have been 7. stress.
awaken, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Could I spend a coin to start that?
To
Start that clock, whatever it would be.
okay. So yeah. You mean in the rifle? Sure.
Or just me, like either way. Like you said that like either Harry or himself or the rifle would need a clock.
Oh yeah, I guess both, right? So
yeah. Although I think for the rifle, I kind of like the idea that he like does it by accident first through his rifle.
Sure. Okay.
What?
So let's make it an 8 o'clock.
An 8 o'clock. Okay. I feel like a tune would probably be the best roll for that, right?
That makes sense, I think, for right now.
4.
Okay.
Just 2 ticks, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
I have named this clock Ascending This Plane Like a Boss.
I like it. All right.
Okay.
I think that kind of wraps up downtime.
Yeah.
It's a good time to wrap up the session then. Don't
Yeah.
forget to mark your XP. Do any advancements there in what? I mean, like, let me know if you're taking another special ability, or what you're doing
Yeah.
with advancement. I'd like to just kind of hear about it. But
I mentioned what I leveled up, right? Everything.
uh,
I literally leveled up once in every single one of my things this
Nice.
session.
nice.
So I put one more in Hunt to bring it to 3, which I know maxes me out until we get Mastery.
Yeah.
Prowess is what I ticked off way at the beginning, and I took a level in Prowl. And then Resolve I trained, and I took my first level in Attune to kind of go along with that awakening thing.
Right. You took you made some desperate rolls too, didn't you? 13.
Yeah, I did. I was kind of marking them as I went though.
And you took you addressed like you must have scored some pretty good XP in addition to that, right?
Yeah. Challenge knowledge or I think I need to learn more about like the place I came from, like the what's the name of it?
Iruvia.
Dagger Isles and Aruvia.
Yeah. So they're like they're kind of blank slates. Right now they're just flavors. You know,
Oh,
Iruvia
okay.
kind of got a Egyptian or Middle Eastern sort of flavor.
Yeah.
And the Dagger Isles are sort of seafarers. So, but you kind of said you came from a place that was sort of in between, where like you could make regular trips into the Deathlands and learn about demons
Yeah.
and stuff. So,
Yeah. And that's how I began whispering.
but I think you kind of expressed a bit of yourself, right? So,
Yeah, I mean, you're the one who called Cthulhu, so.
but so I
Choose
think
from your vice or traumas during the session. I did struggle.
it's true. That one, once you get some trauma, which you very well might, if you just let the stress build up, it's easier to,
Yeah.
hang on to. All right, guys. I'm gonna call it an evening for myself.
Okay. Are we also playing tomorrow?
Very well might.
Okay.
Are
But
we,
Reston
do
said
you
he
know
was
if we're gonna do
unavailable.
Misfire or 5e or Blades?
Reston said he was unavailable. Desiree's MIA, although I did hear from her,
Yeah.
so she's not like hurt or anything, so that's good.
Yeah, it's kind of strange, but it's good that she's not.
Yeah. Yeah. So I may try and recruit someone else from our other group to see if they have any interest in occasionally playing in our 5e group.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like, if we,
gel
like,
pretty well with them, so
yeah, I mean, I'm really liking Blades. If we end up having to play Blades again, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's cool too.
yeah. I may not push and do it again tomorrow night, but because I've had a pretty busy week, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
Actually, one last thing. I'm just gonna spend a coin and do a training for playbook. I know I only get one, but
Okay. Yeah.
just spend a coin for another action, right? So.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Well, have a good night, guys.
Yeah, you too.
Peace.
All right.